In Scientology doctrine, exteriorization refers to the separation of the thetan soul from the body, a phenomenon which Hubbard asserts can be achieved through Scientology auditing.
In order for there to be any possibility that Scientologists would ever have a chance of gaining these abilities, L. Ron Hubbard himself would have had to have gained all these abilities. And yet every story of L. Ron Hubbard's life, even the ones told by people who are still Scientologists, are trying to hype him up. Prove, show, demonstrate. He did not gain the ability to causatively exteriorize from his body at will with full perception. Even the story, there's this story that exists in Scientology. It's called The Mission into Time, where L. Ron Hubbard, this was after he created the Sea Organization, he took a bunch of Sea Org members on a little excursion to prove his past life recall. And he would, write out these instructions of things that he'd remembered, of locations of things, and he would send the Sea Org members out to find these things and come back and report back. And it was a weird thing. There was a little booklet that was written about it that you could read in the Sea Org. I remember the book floating around, but I don't remember it being available for purchase. And even the people who were on these excursions that would then tell stories of what happened and tell the stories in a way that was designed to convince you that they had been able to verify L. Ron Hubbard's past life recalls. Even as I would read these stories, I was like, but I thought he could exteriorize at will. I thought he could literally see exactly what was there in real time. It's like remote viewing, out-of-body experience, remote viewing. Literally see it. He could count the blades of grass. He could give you the exact latitude and longitude. He could give you the exact directions. There could never be any confusion about it. And these missionaires would report back like, oh, we went to this area and we couldn't really find it. And then we had to go back and get clarification of the instructions. And then we found something that seemed like it. And it's like, wait a second, it all seems so hazy. It all seems so wishy-washy. And these are the people who were trying to convince you that L. Ron Hubbard really did have all of these abilities. Anyway, never mind the fact, how about this? Never mind the fact that for the last 6 years of his life, when he was off in, seclusion, allegedly doing research into the upper OT levels, he had to rely on Pat Broker and David Miscavige to, shuttle communications back and forth. And that was the only way L. Ron Hubbard could have any contact with the world of Scientology. Well, if L. Ron Hubbard had all of these upper level OT abilities, and if anyone else in Scientology at that time, let's just say Senior Case Supervisor International, had these upper level OT abilities, why couldn't they just telepathically communicate to each other? Why did they need to have these super secret confidential courier runs? I mean, every Scientologist who audits themselves on OT7, and I guess this even applies to OT5 and OT3, every one of these Scientologists has convinced themselves and will try to convince you that they have the ability to telepathically communicate with these sick alien spirits that are stuck to their body. And for thousands of hours on OT7, they telepathically communicate with these spirits and apply the right Scientology counseling procedure to get rid of the spirit's reactive mind and make them blow and go pick up a body and all this stuff. And it's like, so you can do that. But L. Ron Hubbard couldn't telepathically communicate with the people at International Management. It's almost like someone's making up a whole bunch of bullshit. And it turns out, guys, that is the big secret.